The numbat, also known as the banded anteater, is a small, endangered marsupial native to Australia. Known for its unique diet and distinctive appearance, the numbat is a fascinating creature with a suite of adaptations that allow it to thrive in its specific niche. Unlike many marsupials, the numbat is entirely diurnal, meaning it is active during the day. With its slender body, striped coat, and long, bushy tail, the numbat is an eye-catching species that has captivated researchers and conservationists. Despite its small size and specific diet, the numbat plays an essential role in the ecosystem. Here's an in-depth look at this remarkable animal, covering its physical characteristics, behavior, diet, habitat, and conservation challenges. One of the most striking features of the numbat is its appearance. The numbat has a slender body covered in reddish-brown fur with distinct white stripes across its back and sides, giving it a banded look that is unique among marsupials. This banding pattern provides camouflage, helping the numbat blend into the dappled light of its forest and woodland habitat. The numbat's tail is long and bushy, resembling a small feather duster, and it often holds its tail raised as it forages. This tail serves multiple purposes, including balance as it moves and perhaps even as a signal to other numbats. Unlike many marsupials, the numbat does not have a pouch. Instead, female numbats carry their young on their belly, where they cling to her fur for the first few months of their life. Once they are too large to be carried, the young are left in a burrow while the mother forages. This lack of a pouch is unusual among marsupials, and it reflects the numbat's distinct evolutionary path. The numbat typically gives birth to 4 young, although not all may survive to adulthood. These young are dependent on their mother for several months until they can venture out on their own. One of the most fascinating aspects of the numbat's biology is its diet. The numbat is a specialized termite eater, consuming up to 20,000 termites a day. It has an elongated, sticky tongue that can extend up to 10 centimeters, about 4 inches, allowing it to reach deep into termite galleries and extract its prey. Unlike other termite-eating animals, the numbat lacks strong claws for breaking open logs or mounds. Instead, it relies on finding termites in decaying wood, under bark, or in shallow underground nests. This specialization makes the numbat highly dependent on a steady supply of termites, making it vulnerable to changes in its habitat or climate that could affect termite populations. The numbat's diurnal behavior sets it apart from most other Australian marsupials, which are typically nocturnal. This daily activity pattern is thought to be an adaptation to its termite-based diet, as termites are more active and accessible during the warmer parts of the day. Numbats spend their mornings and early afternoons foraging and are particularly active on warm days when termite activity is at its peak. They rest in hollow logs or burrows during the hottest part of the day to avoid overheating, emerging again later in the afternoon to continue foraging. In terms of habitat, numbats are primarily found in eucalyptus woodlands, where they forage among fallen logs, leaf litter, and bark for termites. Historically, numbats were widely distributed across southern Australia, but their range has dramatically declined due to habitat destruction and introduced predators. Today, numbats are limited to a few isolated areas in Western Australia, with some populations reintroduced in predator-proof reserves. The numbat's reliance on a specific habitat type has made it vulnerable to the effects of deforestation and land clearing, which destroy the complex ecosystem that supports termite populations. The numbat's sense of smell and sharp eyesight help it detect termites and avoid predators. With relatively large eyes for a small mammal, the numbat is well suited to spotting movement, a necessary skill given the threats it faces from predators. Introduced species like red foxes and feral cats have devastated numbat populations, as these predators are particularly adept at hunting small mammals. Conservation efforts for numbats have focused on controlling these predator populations and establishing protected areas where numbats can live without the constant threat of predation. Another remarkable characteristic of the numbat is its low body temperature compared to other marsupials. This adaptation is thought to help it conserve energy, which is essential for an animal with such a specialized diet. Numbats have a lower metabolic rate than similarly sized mammals, allowing them to survive on a diet that would not sustain more energetically demanding animals. Their low body temperature also means they can enter a state of torpor, reducing their energy needs when food is scarce or temperatures are extreme. Despite their solitary nature, numbats communicate through a range of vocalizations and scent markings. They use scent glands located on their chest to mark their territory, which helps to reduce conflict between individuals. Numbats are generally peaceful animals, but they will defend their territory from intruders, particularly during the breeding season. Their vocalizations, though subtle, include a series of clicks and hisses that they use to signal alarm or ward off potential threats. Numbats are important indicators of environmental health, as they rely on a stable and diverse ecosystem to support their termite diet. The decline in numbat populations reflects broader issues in Australian ecosystems, including the impacts of habitat loss, invasive species, and climate change. Conservationists view numbats as a flagship species for the preservation of Australia's unique wildlife, as efforts to protect numbats can benefit a wide range of other native species that share their habitat. In terms of reproduction, the numbat's breeding season occurs in the austral autumn, with young born in late January to early February. The female raises her young in a burrow, where they stay for the first few months of life. Young numbats begin to emerge from the burrow at around 5 months old, learning to forage by following their mother. By the time they are 7 to 8 months old, they are fully weaned and ready to live independently, although many juveniles fall victim to predators during this vulnerable phase of their life. Efforts to conserve numbats have included breeding programs, habitat restoration, and the establishment of predator-free reserves. The Perth Zoo has been instrumental in breeding numbats in captivity, and releasing them into protected areas. These reintroduction efforts have helped to establish small but stable populations in areas where numbats had previously disappeared. Predator-proof fencing has also been used to create safe environments for numbats, where they can thrive without the threat of foxes and cats. One of the most challenging aspects of numbat conservation is maintaining genetic diversity in these small, isolated populations. As numbats are limited to just a few regions, there is a risk of inbreeding, which can lead to reduced fitness and health problems. Conservationists have addressed this by occasionally transferring individuals between populations to increase genetic diversity, a strategy that has proven successful in some cases. The numbat's unique ecological role and fascinating behavior have made it a symbol of Australian wildlife conservation. It is one of the few marsupials that feed exclusively on termites, filling a niche that is otherwise unoccupied in Australian ecosystems. This specialized diet not only makes the numbat ecologically valuable but also highlights the importance of preserving termite-rich woodlands. Healthy numbat populations indicate a thriving ecosystem, as they depend on a complex web of interactions that includes healthy termite populations, intact woodlands, and the absence of invasive predators. In conclusion, the numbat is an extraordinary example of adaptation and survival. From its diurnal activity pattern to its specialized termite diet and its unique method of raising young, the numbat has evolved to fill a specific niche within Australia's ecosystems. Its distinct characteristics, however, make it vulnerable to environmental changes, habitat loss, and predation by introduced species. Conservation efforts focused on protecting and restoring numbat populations are essential, not only for the survival of the numbat itself but also for the preservation of Australia's natural heritage. By safeguarding the numbat and its habitat, we ensure that future generations can appreciate this remarkable creature and the delicate ecosystems that support it. Please give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.